So here we are, the big one. The big event that the last 10 years of movies have led up to. Dropping hints, introducing the Infinity Stones one by one. All of them leading to this. Avengers Infinity War. Infinity War follows the efforts of the alien warlord Thanos to collect 6 stones that, when brought together, summon Captain Planet. I mean, given the power to wipe out half the lives in the universe. Standing in the way are the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Doctor Strange. Can they save the universe? The answer might just bring you to tears. This is a massive cast, but thankfully they've had multiple films to development, rather than shoving them all in here with no build-up. It's an advantage that the MCU has had over any other team-up movie. Its ensemble cast has had their own solo films to prepare us, so the audience is interested before it even begins. But it does take time to develop relationships, like Star-Lord and Gamora, Scarlet Witch and Vision, a rivalry between Doctor Strange and Iron Man, and I wasn't even expecting to have a bromance between Rocket Raccoon and Thor, but they gave it. By keeping these select connections, we have a decent degree of focus and development that would have easily been lost in a movie this huge. And you'd think that all this would be overwhelming, but I actually went in with my sister who hadn't seen a good chunk of some of the Marvel movies, and she could follow it fine. In fact, she came out wanting to see these movies. It actually made her interested in the characters, and a good team-up movie should do that. It's like with comics. You read it because your favourite character's in there, but you're also introduced to other characters as well that you don't usually read. You don't have to read everything going into it. But the big draw of the film has to be the villain, Thanos, played by Josh Brolin. He's less mad than in the comics, but instead comes across as sympathetic and understandable, while still keeping a sense of presence and menace. I mean, his opening act is to body slam the Hulk. That's what you call starting strong. His madness this time more comes from how he wants to wipe out half of all existence in order to maintain balance, and to stop the universe from destroying itself, to the extent that I've actually heard some people agree with Thanos. Let's just say, it's all fun and games until your family disappears. Then you'll probably feel different about this villain's plan. The action is epic in scale, ranging from smaller conflicts to the big Lord of the Rings fight at the end, but the highlight is a duel against Thanos featuring multiple heroes, which is something we haven't seen yet in the MCU, which prior to this have had armies for the team to fight as opposed to one big guy. Even when they fought Ultron, it was usually one-on-one or a small group of them, but here we see how each hero's abilities are used to keep the big bad on his toes throughout the entire fight. The film's tone is the typical MCU comedy meets drama, but pushed to the extreme, with really well-timed humour mixed with heavy drama. I didn't expect to laugh as much in this movie as I did. It makes it clear right off the bat that anyone could die in this movie, and it has you on the edge of your seat the entire time. The ending is spectacular, without giving anything away. The events that transpired to the different take of the Avengers scene, right down to the credits. It had the entire cinema silent, as we all just took it in. And everyone was staying right up until the end to see what happens after the credits, because we needed closure. It pretty much guaranteed that people were going to come back to the sequel based on the ending alone. In conclusion, Avengers Infinity War is a massive triumph. It was more than a movie. It was an event, surpassing the original Avengers on a scale that cemented it as one of the defining films of this entire decade. If Avengers was this generation's Star Wars, this is this generation's Empire Strikes Back. Let's just hope that Endgame isn't their Return of the Jedi. I mean, you'll like it when you first see it, but it doesn't exactly age well. So all in all, I can say without any hesitation, this is a solid 10 out of 10 film. This movie is epic, it's massive, it's insane, and it's one of the reasons why I think the MCU should start wrapping up after Endgame. Finish the contract-obligated sequels, maybe touch on the X-Men and Fantastic Four, but the big events aren't going to reach this level again. Maybe do a Dark Reign phase, where Norman Osborn supplants S.H.I.E.L.D. the Avengers with his own dark version. Or maybe just in a couple of years, find whichever cast members want to come back and do Secret Wars. Or a subtle build-up to Secret Invasion might work. Or just quiet the whole phase thing down, and then just finish on Secret Wars for one last big hurrah, bringing the heroes and villains back for one last brawl. I love these movies, but their time in the sun is ending. But at the same time, it's going out on an epic note. Only a couple days left till Avengers Endgame. Hopefully I'll see you there. Take care now. Bye bye then. See, this is the part where I would probably like disappear into dust, but I don't know how to do that effect, so I'm just gonna leave. Oh god, I'm disappearing into dust off camera!
What's the matter with you kids? You never seen a spaceship before?